In our headlines tonight, Operation Anambra Road Show flagged off in Oka. Anambra State Government honors winner of National Essay Competition. 500 people benefit from free medical mission of Irish Professionals Association at more. Good evening. Glad to have you join us on the news tonight. My name is Maureen Stone Enijoke. The Anambra State Ministry of Environment has officially flagged off Operation Anambra Road Show. Chibuzo Koye filed the report.
The exercise, which kicked off in Oka, took officials of the Ministry of Environment, members of the Operation Clean and Healthy Anambra, officials of the Anambra State Waste Management Authority, and the Anambra Traffic Management Agency to various parts of Oka, such as Ifite Unizik, Agwoka Junction, Amenyi, Ekoka, Amobia Lodge, Ekenibo, Amobia Bypass, Unizik Junction, among others, where they sensitized in the Anambra on the need to keep their environment clean. Speaking on the idea behind the roadshow, the State Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Obiwanho, said that the ministry wants to take the issue of environmental cleanliness to the doorsteps of the Anambra, their offices, schools, towns, as well as markets, to ensure that Anambra State remains not just the safest state in Nigeria, but also the neatest state in the country. Mr. Wanhoku said that they will use the roadshow sensitization to answer questions from the public, revealed that they will equally share information concerning the state's environmental laws during the campaign, and warned that at the end of the exercise, the ministry will prosecute environmental defaulters as they have 4 courts strictly designated to punish offenders.
Our roadshow today is to promote the slogan, the Anambra, to sensitize in the Anambra. Let's consider the Anambra or the Anuche.
Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Environment, Dr. Emmanuel Okafo, noted that the roadshow, which kicked off in Oka, will also be done in Onitsha, Nnewi, Ekulobia, Otuocha, and other major cities of the state, and appealed to Anambra to imbibe the habit of keeping the environment clean for a healthy living.
I want to make sure that everybody in Anambra State understands that it is their duty to keep their surroundings clean and stop dumping refugees inside gutters and blocking drainages.
Senior Special Assistant to the Governor on Environment, Mrs. Njideko Redum, described the exercise as a wonderful initiative by the Ministry of Environment and commended Governor Willie Obiano for his supportive role towards the actualization of the project. According to the General Manager, Anambra State Waste Management Authority, Mrs. Loretta Chinelobi, the roadshow will help to enhance the speed at which they discharge their duties, and called on Anambra to help in making their job easier by adhering to environmental laws of the state. Mr. Moses Okolie from Ajale, who resides in Kenya, applauded the Anambra State government for giving priority to a cleaner environment. The general public are advised to call 090-125-00200 or 070-569-22207 for questions and inquiries. In Oka, this is Chibuzo Koye for ABS News.
The Anambra State Commissioner for Basic Education, Professor Keito Menoga, has presented a set of books to Miss Veronica Nalwe, an SS3 student of St. John of God Secondary School, Oka, for coming tops at the National Essay Competition organized by Civil Resource Development Documentation Center, SEDOC, Enugu, in conjunction with Eastern non-governmental organizations. Education correspondent Theophilus Okoa now completes the report.
The presentation had in attendance the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Basic Education, Mr. Nwabeze Nwankwo, Chairman, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, Chief Patrick Obaja, Director of Schools, Mr. Ray Ofo, Acting Director Educational Services, Mrs. Vera Obalo, Vice Principal, St. John of God Secondary School, Mrs. Ngozi Onwujekwe, among others. Commissioner Menoga, while congratulating Ms. Nalwe, said it is always a thing of joy for young people working hard to excel in both learning and character. She therefore urged her to always avoid negative peer group influence and give more time to reading, as knowledge will help her maintain the pride of womanhood.
I'll tell you, because you've learned a lot in this, listening to you, it's what you do. Just like you say that knowledge applied is power. They are going out there in the world. You must have to be a role model the highlight deals of your great alma mater. Diligence in service, courage in upholding truth, confidence as a woman.
Earlier in her introduction of the winner, Acting Director Educational Services Mrs. Obalo said Ms. Nnalwe competed with students from 9 states in the essay competition on sexual reproductive health rights, human rights, and came first.
The competition was held on the 15th March 2019, and she came up top. The organization, in recognition of her excellent performance, presented her with a laptop and cash award.
The Vice Principal, St. John of God Secondary School, Mrs. Omujekwe, in her remarks said, Ms. Nnalwe, who is the senior prefect of the school, has been exemplary both in character and learning, and so not surprised that she won the essay competition. Later, Ms. Nnalwe expressed gratitude to the Minister of Basic Education and to Governor Willie Obiano for honoring her and promised to do more in the future to encourage her peers to maintain the dignity of womanhood.
I made myself, my school and my state proud. It's because people learned many things from me. I was influenced positively, that aspect. So I'm very happy because I've now known what to teach others for the betterment of everyone.
Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
Yes, congratulations to the lady, girl who made us proud in that competition. The Commissioner for Public Utilities, Engineer Emeka Ezenwanne, in company of some staff of the ministry, has embarked on facility tour to some of the water projects in Onitsha, Newi, and Ihiala. The tour was for the new Commissioner, Engineer Ezenwanne, to get acquainted with things on ground and champion the way forward for all the water schemes in the state. The report.
The sites visited were raw water upper intake Mpo, Greater Onitsha Water Scheme, and 20 million liters of water tank, Army Barracks, Onitsha. Others include GRA Borehole Treatment Plant, Onitsha, Ogidi and Obosi Water Schemes, and Nnewi Water Corporation. The commissioner was conducted round at the water scheme, Onitsha, where he found out that some people have encroached the land, thereby vandalizing all the equipment that made the water scheme functional. Speaking to newsmen shortly after the inspection, the Commissioner, Engineer Ezenwanne, said the essence was to see things for himself as Governor Willie Obiano designed a comprehensive water master plan to ensure that the Anambra have potable water. He stated that the projects will receive a facelift for people to take ownership, saying that those who encroached into the land will face the full wrath of the law. The acting permanent secretary of the ministry, Reverend Dr. Polycarp Amanzechukwu, said the visit was very apt as the massive scheme had a grand plan that henceforth all the government projects under their watch will be fenced to stop people from encroaching on them. For the acting director, Water Resources Department of the ministry, Mr. Victor Ezekwo, through the governor's blueprint on water and sanitation, the state will have it so good on water supply and sustainability. It would be recalled that the state government through the ministry had done more on electrification and street light-up projects, and now the policy trust has shifted to water to ensure that the Anambra have access to good pipe-borne water. Amaka Chibuzo Okoye, ABS News.
The Bishop on the Niger, Right Reverend Owen Mokolo, has ordained 30 deacons to join in the pastoral work of the diocese. The Trinity ordination, which took place at the Basilica of St. Andrews, Onitsha, attracted personalities from all walks of life, including the clergy, traditional rulers, government officials, among others. Correspondent Ogochukoranu reports.
The ordinants who dressed in black robe were presented to the church by examining chaplains who attested to their merit for the office of a deacon. The ordinants made declarations and took oaths of canonical obedience, submission and allegiance to Christ, after which they signed the declaration and oaths administered to them by the Chancellor of the Diocese, Sir Nnamdi Ibebusan. In his speech, the retired Bishop of Diocese on the Niger, Bishop Kensandi Okeke, reminded the ordinands of their duties of caring for the poor, needy and the sick, as well as to assist the priests under whom they serve. Bishop Nwokolo, after the examination, ordained the 30 deacons amidst jubilation from the congregation.
Receive the Holy Spirit for the office and work of the deacon in the Church of God. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
Earlier in a sermon titled Called to Rescue the Perishing, Venerable Ikechukwu Ihetuge spoke on the need ordained to work towards rescuing people who have gone astray through evangelization and good deeds.
The work of intervention by rescue missioners is what the church has been called to do in God's world. The church is said to be the conscience of the society. The church is said to be the voice of the voiceless. How far have we fared in this divine assignment?
Vesting of the new deacons, special thanksgiving, and the litany for the ordination added to the spiritual temple of the service. From the Basilica of St. Andrews, Onitsha, Ogochukwu Orano for ABS News.
About 500 persons living with ailments at Umbo, Idemili North Local Government Area have received free medication from Anambra Irish Professionals Association, Ireland. The free medical outreach, which held at Umbo Civic Center, is in line with the Think Home philosophy of Governor Willie Obiano. Correspondent Chukwemeka Modelim was there and now reports.
Beneficiaries, including old men, women, and youths, were examined and given drugs for their ailments by the medical team of the association. Those who are visually impaired were given eyeglasses, while patients without legs and those who could not walk very well were given wheelchairs and Zimmer frames. Speaking to the ABS, the chairman, Anambra Irish Professionals Association, Ireland, Sir Paul Uzo, explained that the gesture is their own way of alleviating the plight of the less privileged in the society and to contribute to the development of Anambra State in line with Governor Willie Obiano's Think Home philosophy.
And we did general medication, people, malaria, diabetes, a lot of all aspects of medical. We are not doing surgery. Some of the patients that have critical, we refer them to hospitals.
On his part, the President General, Mpo Development Union, Mr. Godwin Amadike, who was excited by the philanthropic gesture of the association, thanked them for giving his people free Medicare.
It's a good, very good development they brought to the community. It's a wonderful treatment and care. I'm very excited. We are very happy about it.
The clerk, Anambra State House of Assembly, Mr. Pius Udo, who is an indigene of the community, described the free Medicare as a big relief to the beneficiaries given the economic hardship in Nigeria. Mr. Udo called on other associations in the diaspora to emulate the Anambra Irish professionals in the interest of the state. Some of the beneficiaries, Mr. Gilbert Okoye and Mrs. Chinasa Okonkwo, heaved a sigh of relief with the free medication offered to them. From Mpo, Chukwemeka Modelim, ABS News.
The Vice Chancellor Chukwemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Professor Greg Nwakobi, has charged graduating students to have the mindset of generating employment instead of seeking for employment. The Vice Chancellor was speaking during the opening ceremony of a week-long employment readiness program organized by the Center for Entrepreneurial Studies. Chukwemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu University, Wariam. Education correspondent Theophilus Sukoha now reports.
Program which attracts consultants, speakers, practical hands-on instructors from outside the university has the theme Mindset Change for Graduating Students from Job Seekers to Job Creators and Employers. Speaking while declaring the program open, the Vice Chancellor, represented by the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Ellis Demobi, challenged the participants to take maximum advantage of the program to understand what they will face after leaving school and possible opportunities to survive and make meaningful living.
There is no substitute to hard work. Once you have worked very hard, the other aspect is the blessing that will come from God, which is always for everybody.
The branch controller, Central Bank of Nigeria, Anambra State, Mrs. Bridget Opareke, while talking on the role of Central Bank of Nigeria in changing the mindset of graduating students in preparation as job seekers and employers, explained that CBN has business windows and intervention schemes available for grabs by individuals with entrepreneurial capacities.
Youth are the heartbeat of the nation. Educated people that are youth. Labor, we provide labor. Today we are talking of entrepreneurship. Being able to stand on your own while waiting for a white-collar job.
The Anambra State Sector Commander, FRSC, Andrew Kumapai, and State Director, National Orientation Agency, NOA, Mr. Charles Mwoji, in their individual paper presentations, emphasized how best to engage in entrepreneurial innovations and become employers of labor, while Mr. Emeka Ilual, Managing Director of Anambra State Fishery and Aquaculture Business Development Agency, said there is a lot that can be done in fish production and processing, and therefore enjoined the graduating students to key into the business. Later in an interview, the Director, Center for Entrepreneurial Studies, Professor Vincent Ezabasili, said the program is a mandatory employment readiness workshop for all final year students of all faculties to first change the mindset of the graduating student from solely employment seeking to employment generation mode and get them to understand what they will face after leaving school. From Ibariam, Theophilus Okoha reporting for ABS News.
And remember that you can follow news and programs on ABS from any part of the world by liking our Facebook page at ABS Radio Television. Subscribe to our YouTube at youtube.com/ABS Radio TV online. Follow us on Twitter at ABS Radio TV and also on Instagram at ABS Radio TV. You can also log on to our website www.absradiotv.com. And just before we go, a recap of the main points. Operation Anambra Road Show has been flagged off in Oka. Anambra State Government has honored winner of National Essay Competition. 500 people have benefited from the free medical mission of Irish Professionals Association at Untitled. And that's it on the news. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Maureen Stone Enujoke. Kachifo.